Putting the helmet on is always tough.
The opportunity is right now.
Terrific defensive play. Intercepted. Off the back. Two on the move. Going deep. Speed race. He's got Hill. He's got Hill. The Dolphins have recaptured the lead.
Right on
Boys, how about that rod? Jesus Christ. How about that rod in? I guess that's why I call it Sin City.
Oh, boy. This weekend felt a little bit like Sin City, honestly. Miami game probably took me for a ride. Speaking of weekends, let's just kick it off because I got a lot to say. So, weekend, I kind of wanted to start getting a little like weekend highs and lows from the boys, start to show off. Because we usually have, especially in the off season, you never know what you got going on. We have different events, different sports, different shit going on with life. Start with you though, Ghost man. What was your highs and lows for the weekend?
I won't get my lows today, but the weekend was pretty good, man. I didn't work all weekend. It was pretty awesome. Probably one of my first weekends off in a while. I honestly just chilled, worked out every day. Like I did one of those spend 2 hours at the gym, kind of just take your time. There's no rush to be anywhere. That's like kind of the best kind of zen. Watch some football. I mean, it's a great weekend. Fantastic weekend. Saw some friends, went out Friday, all the good stuff.
Hey, what about you, Wingo?
Yeah, I would say yesterday definitely was enjoyable because it was a good football game. I wasn't expecting a good football game, so it was good to actually sit on my couch and enjoy it. I was actually pulling for Miami. I did want to see, because if Miami won, the city was going to burn down, and after they lost, I'm still afraid that it might burn down.
Sure, yeah.
But it was cool to see, history, them being able to play at home, all the guys out. It was enjoyable. So definitely just looking forward to watching football and playoffs coming up.
Okay, man. What about you, Bubbo?
Yeah, I think, dude, the doubleheader snow game was insane. So that was awesome.
Yes.
Especially after the teaser of the Bears last week we were complaining about. So it was awesome to see him delivered twice. Another awesome thing, I'll say this, for the Dot Bar and the Tranquilo boys. And, all things considered, the first episode of Gods Being Dudes was super awesome. Everything went pretty good. I mean, probably went better, honestly, than I expected. A lot of stuff we didn't even know was going to be a part of it in the graphics and the packages. Like, Pooch killed it. Pooch was absolutely in his bag. Like, I couldn't even imagine pulling something like that off. So, Gods Being Dude was a hit.
That was well produced, boys.
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, the high of the weekend is playoff football is so back. Like, I feel like every game was pretty awesome, other than, God bless the power plant. But other than that, man, every game was good game. Really, I would say my low for the weekend was probably Bo Nix, man. That's a sad story, dude. Like, that stinks.
Yeah.
You get your team to go to the freaking AFC Championship and you can't play in it, man. And, like, it was given not Friday Night Lights is the movie I'm thinking of, maybe.
Could be,
or
yeah.
what is that? Yeah, that was the one I'm thinking of. But yeah, dude, like, that's just, we've all played sports. That's got to be tough on you mentally, dude. Like,
Yeah.
But Stidham, is that how you say his last name?
Aaron Stidham.
Yeah, let's get steady with it. Someone's got to beat the Patriots. I don't know, bro. But low, obviously, the Canes came up short. Super proud of the boys, like really, really proud of the boys, man. I think the future's looking up. I think Mario's got a grasp for the next 5 to 10 years. He's got to take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
I would say maybe 3 to 5 years. Who am I kidding? But excited to see what they do. This Mensah, I would love Wingo to kind of touch on this. Dude, what is going on with that situation with the Duke?
Yeah, so I'll touch on it briefly, just kind of an overall aspect and what we do with these contracts. So it's a weird kind of thing going on. I don't know if you saw it, what happened with one of the Georgia D tackles that tried to transfer. And then Georgia was going after the litigation money that was on the contract, which is actually nothing that he was actually paid. So that obviously isn't going to uphold in court. But this whole Duke situation is kind of just crazy, where some of this stuff in this contract is very, very one-sided towards the schools, right? And now as agents, we try and negotiate, do certain things with our attorneys and our lawyers to get it to protect the athlete, because that's what we want to do, is protect the athlete at the end of the day. And, when guys want to transfer and do certain things, there's all these little clauses in these contracts that are nuts nowadays. And they'll basically tell you, hey, let's say you transfer, let's say your contract goes from June to June, right? And you were to transfer in January, technically litigation wise, they can come after you for owing that money from January to June. But what does the school say? Hey, don't worry about it. Like, we're not going to be a pain in the ass. We want to see you succeed, not mess up your education, go to another school. And now, let's say the kid plays great and he wants to transfer and leave. And they're like, oh, well, you can't do that. I'm going to come after you with all this money, or I'm going to do this and that. And, it's their word against that, but it is in the contract. So, I mean, this stuff is getting pretty chippy nowadays. And it's a lot of guys just signing things that they don't actually read. And I was that person a few times, when I did see the zeros and I did see that I'm signed. Oh, who's got a pen? And now it's on.
Hey, that shit hit my account today.
That's how we got him on the. That's how we actually got him on the dot bar.
Exactly. So it's crazy nowadays, but yeah, definitely. I think it's so important for some of these guys not only to have like a good agent, but to have someone review all this stuff, because even some of the best schools that you guys might think that are the top schools, I've seen their contracts and they are the worst. Like, it doesn't protect the athlete. If the kid, isn't playing well or wants to transfer and leave for a better opportunity, they can't. If something's going wrong or the kid gets injured, he can just be brushed aside or told to leave. And it ruins not only his education, his school, where he's at, where he's kind of settled and done everything at. It ruins their life. So nowadays, it's pretty crazy. And now you're seeing the guys trying to come back to their schools after entering the transfer portal because they didn't get
just kidding.
Yeah, just kidding. You take me back, and now they can't because they already allocated the money or replaced them, and it's just a mess all the way around.
I'll tell you what. Before we signed Hafley, I was kind of thinking, like, do you think maybe we can call McDaniel back? I saw those odds for Buffalo, and I saw that plus 300 for McDaniel to be their head coach, and I'm like, I don't know if I like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Speaking of Hafley, big news. Hafley is officially the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Listen, it is what it is. I'm super excited to get behind him. I kind of wanted to get everybody's like knee-jerk reaction, like the first out the gate reaction. Ghost, if you want to go first.
I mean, I think you kind of knew that I wanted Harbaugh. I kind of even knew that we probably weren't going to get him the second he was going to be available anyway. But I'm trying to be more positive for 2026. It's kind of the New Year's resolution. We'll see how long that stands. But I could go either way. If it's a scale of 10, I'm at a 5, and it can move up, it can move down depending on what we see. But there's a couple things. Hafley screams that culture, the accountability, and of course defense. I love the defense. I do think they would struggled a little bit down the stretch, but I do love kind of this collective effort to change the culture of the Miami Dolphins. How many years have we heard it in preseason camp where they're going to change the culture, and it's all kind of just been talk, really. I mean, the products on the field, and whether they're close, whether they're not close, your record is what you say you are, or your record is what you are. So, the best case scenario is that you get like CEO type head coach. He fixes the toughness, consistency, and he hires someone good on offense. That's modern, explosive, and we get our guy.
Really appreciate you bringing the energy on that one, Ghost. What about you, Wingo?
Yeah, so I definitely say, the cool part about him, I'd say, is he's been in a lot of places, right? He's seen success, he's seen his ups, he's seen downs, he's seen different things. So, I mean, looking at it in a positive way, I think he knows what it takes, right? And then, he's a defensive coach. He's always had success on the defensive side of ball. I'm not sure how that's going to kind of tie in with Coach Weaver, or what kind of, if he's going to let, Coach Weaver kind of do his thing, if he's going to, pitch his own stuff in there. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do if their defense is kind of line. I haven't really put them side by side. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I know he's fired up, the GM is fired up, and I think it's good. I think they all know as an organization that the culture needs to change. And I think they can't afford to do the same thing, right? It's if they do something else and don't succeed, okay, at least you tried something else. And I think that's what everybody's really just looking for, right? Can we bring something else to the table? And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But like, hey, we tried something else. We installed a new culture. We had an offense that was firing. We had a defense that was getting after it, but we still kind of didn't get over that hump. Okay, well, that's where we stack bricks on bricks and we just keep moving forward. So I think that's kind of the biggest thing right now is just, them being able to provide something different.
Question. Dana actually brings up a good point. Are you insinuating that Weaver's staying?
I am not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. But I would say, honestly, what would Miami want him to leave? Is that something that, Miami would want? Obviously, it's not fully
for
there.
a head coaching job. Yes, I do believe so.
But yeah, I do think, obviously, I'm not sure what interviews he's taken. I know I've seen it a little bit around where he's asking to be interviewed and stuff like that. And I did say he'd be a good head coach. I did say that, he has the potential. And I think the biggest thing that he provides is the relationship with his players, and his players have his back. And I think that's the number one goal of every coach. And I think that's what the defensive guys did. I think that's why Miami's defense was able to play well in the back half of the season.
Okay, man. What about you, Bob?
Yeah, so to touch on Weaver a little bit, he has second interviews with the Ravens and Steelers, correct?
Yes.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's technically in the running for Ravens and Steelers. But whatever, we'll see what happens. I'd be all for running it back with Weaver if that ended up being the case, just because keep a little, continuity on the backside of the thing. You don't got to worry about it. Hafley can be the head CEO type. Weaver can handle the defense. That's one less thing to worry about. I dropped a whole video yesterday kind of on it. I'll keep it pretty simple right now. I really just need to see what kind of staff he can build. Was he the top guy? No. Was this really a loaded class? No. So, I mean, in that sense, this one made the most sense, honestly, with the connection to Sullivan. Obviously, it was the ideal marriage. Day one, you have a head coach and GM that are on the same page and understand going into the draft in the off season. They just made up for 6 months' time right there. So I think in that sense, it makes a lot of sense. I need to see the staff he can build, honestly, and that's how, where I agree with Ghost a little bit. If I'm at a 5 or I'm at a 6, I could get to an 8. He does the right things. You could bring me up. If he don't, I probably don't go lower, but it doesn't help. I never really cared about many of these guys, and the biggest thing for me, if you were going to get Stefanski or Saleh, who are you going to get on the other side of the ball? All those guys have to have that right because they didn't the first time. So that's my biggest thing. Also, just to throw it out there real quick, I find it very interesting, and I think this would be a lethal duo, is that Mike interviewed for the Titans job. Saleh got it, and now Saleh is trying to get him as the OC. That would be fun to see how that would work, especially with Cam Ward needing a little offensive guy in there as well.
Yeah, and also an interesting point that I saw was, we do have Weaver and Hafley who have the similar defenses. I did see that. Whereas he's really into that new school NFL defense, disguising coverages, disguising fronts and blitzes. So I could see them actually working out. And somebody in the chat brought up that they did work together in Cleveland. So there's some water to that for sure. But with that being said, kind of wanted to transition that into we had a nice interview from Sullivan that Dolphins dropped. Kind of wanted to get into that as well. Ghost, I know you. I don't know if you were able to see it. Did you watch the interview?
Yeah, I read it.
Okay.
I actually, I didn't get to watch it, but I read the transcripts because they just released the whole transcript.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Yeah, I read the transcript.
He's got 50 books behind him. Of course
he also listened to it
Dude,
on audio tape.
You get like a 30-minute press conference in 5 minutes. But the things that I picked up on are the things that we've been screaming as a fan base: the trenches, durability, dependable players. I think he actually used the words instead of flash and fragile. You know what I mean? You want those dependable players that are going to win those 20 to 17 games and also try to build that team that's going to win 38, 34 at home. So it's really, he really wants to bring in kind of that grown man football, under center play. And what's really good too is, since we just talked about Hafley, is Hafley was a hard sell for a lot of the fan base for whatever reason. Everyone's got their own reason.
It was the haircut, Ghost.
First time head coach, haircut, whatever it may be. But the fact that they are aligned on philosophy is going to be really important for Miami, because we haven't seen that. You know what I mean? Greer has had, he had Flores, he has McDaniel. It's like, you can't bring in all these guys who think the exact way that you do. And I think, the strip down, obviously it's what's needed. We've done half measures for how many years, but they're very aligned, just the way that they speak, even watching Hafley's press conferences with the Packers. Sullivan and Hafley are very aligned on what they do. And I think it's the first time that we've seen that in a long time. So if you want to get a positive out of that, is they both have a philosophy that they're going to stick to. It's no well, I want this guy. Well, you want that guy. Did Flores really want Jordan Love? Did Stephen Ross want Lamar Jackson? It's like, we've heard alignment issues from day one, and we finally have that alignment, and I think it's going to be a good thing.
Sweet, man. Derek, did you get a chance to check that out?
I saw it briefly. I didn't honestly read the entire thing, but I will say that exactly what Ghost just said. If you start off on a positive note with everyone on the same page, you can only go up. Right. I've been a part of organizations or places where upstairs is just a mess from day one, and it just trickles downhill really fast. So it's good to know that, Miami has that going right now, and it provides a lot of confidence. I mean, obviously there's still a lot of things up in the air, and a lot of questions that everyone's asking or is excited to kind of find out about. But to know that everyone's on the same page right now for the same common goal, knows what they want to do, how they're going to do it. Now I can just picture, the war room getting drawn up on the board, and the boys just in there till 2, 3 in the morning.
Dialed in, brother.
Dialed in. So that's definitely exciting.
Yeah, Sullivan and Hafley are definitely hitting the Red Bulls and locking in for the draft. Them boys are not.
No, they
playing
drink
around.
monsters, bro. 100%.
Dude, Hafley's gonna write a couple people tickets in the hallway. It's gonna be insane. That was a cop joke for y'all that didn't laugh. You should have laughed. Yeah, I like the interview. Like somebody just said, he basically hit. Now he's got to, do it. Obviously, talk in school, you got to obviously do it. It's got to translate. But he really did hit every box as far as everything we've been wanting, all of our gripes and problems over the last 20 years. I mean, he nailed it. Building through the draft, I thought the biggest thing that stuck out to me was, I love when he said, we want to build through the draft, retain our own, and we don't want to bring guys in as mercenaries. We don't want that. And I thought that was awesome because, that's true. You go out and give all these guys big deals and all this money, and they come in, and now you got a favor to them. You got to give them kind of some power, and it gets kind of floppy out there. It gets a little sloppy. The other thing I thought was awesome is he talked for 20 minutes and never mentioned Tua. Thought that was a great sign. Also, I thought it was also cool.
Bobby off the top rope.
Yeah. We're just, what stood out to us, right? I thought that was big.
Yeah.
That wasn't an accident. That was not an accident. Also, I love that he did mention the core pieces that he did believe in. Brewer, Achane, Brooks. Was Minka in there?
Paul.
I know Paul was in there. I'm just thinking, I don't know if Minka was in there, but he's going to be an unrestricted free agent, so I can understand business-wise why you really can't guarantee that. But when he said, I love Brewer and I love Patrick Paul, and I can't wait to build the rest of that O-line, I was like, Jesus Christ. So no one seems to be safe, and that's exciting too. Don't settle. No one's safe. It's an open competition. We're trying to improve this team across the board, and I don't care who you are, where you were drafted, how long you've been here. We're going to build it our way, and I love to hear it. And, it was an awesome interview, and he definitely talked that talk. That part, he done. Now we'll see the production.
Now, I do have a question for you guys. Where do you think we are in the view of, are they going to be as secretive as they used to be? Do you think this regime is going to be a little bit more open? Do you think there's going to be a little less smoke and mirrors with every decision made? Or obviously we didn't follow the Packers, so it's really hard to tell. But from as long as I've been a Miami Dolphin fan, you never know what's really going on in the building, right? So I'm just curious to see if this whole front office change is going to bring some maybe more openness to the interviews, Sullivan being so open about what he wants, and because even when Greer spoke, I felt like it was a lot of fluff, right? He was just up there because he had to be, where I feel like this guy's up here because he wants to be. So Just your thoughts on that.
I think it could go almost two ways, because I look at it as if you're changing the culture, right? You want to, keep everyone on the same boat, give all the information so everyone's kind of aware and on the same page. But also they have to realize with all the frustration down in Miami right now, they do have to realize they can't say the wrong thing this early. Right. So that's another thing that you kind of have to take into consideration, to where, hey, if we come out and say something too early, or that's not, confident, or we don't know exactly something that's going to happen, let's hold our horses here until we kind of know what we're doing. But I think definitely once they get on a roll and get things going, I think that they'll definitely be more open about stuff.
Plus, a good principle to always remember is never trust a guy that wears a ball cap with a suit. It's just like, it's a bad sign right out of the gate.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess the next question really is like, what should we expect next year? Like, what should be the Dolphins fan base expectations moving forward? Like, should we expect a winning season next year, fellas?
I'm hoping for a good draft class.
Okay. All right.
I think
fair. I really want to know. Give it to me straight, dude.
Like, I think a wow draft. Like, I want to be able to walk out of the draft and be like, not, hey, I think we got some solid guys. We got some key pieces that we need. I want to see, I want this guy on the field this Sunday. Like, I want to, like, this is the guy we needed. Not, hey, we got some good pieces, right? Like, we got a dog, like somebody that's really gonna like change the narrative.
So Wingo wants Caleb Downs, got it.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't have any expectations. In fact, I don't expect wins. I'm like Wingo. I'm treating this regardless of if I'm not saying they're going to tank. I'm not saying they're going to blow it up and trade everybody, but I am treating the way they should go about building this team as if it is the first year of a rebuild. Like Wingo kind of said, I'm just looking for a great draft. I don't care about needs. I don't care about holes. I want them to go into this offseason trying to get the best players possible in the best way and open up all resources to do that. So yeah, I'm looking for a hell of a draft. I don't care if it's the position we think we're good at. I want the best players available. I want them to make that happen. And honestly, I think people are underestimating how much turnover we're going to have. We have 30 unrestricted free agents. We're currently like negative $20, $30 in dead cap or a negative cap. We're going to have a bunch more dead cap soon. I think we can open up some money, but like, let's say like you could cut Chubb. Tyreek's probably coming off the books, but then like, you're only going to get to like +8. And then like, what? You're going to try to pay Minka. Now that's a Wingo problem, but like, I don't know how I will say this, Wingo, so you know this going in. You're probably prepared already, but Ross will pay that signing bonus up front. That ain't no problem. That ain't no problem. We can get that off the cap because we'll pay the signing bonus. So we'll pay the first 2 years right now. So that will be interesting to me. I think you can get a little bit of cushion, but they're not going to get a whole lot. And then it comes down to like, how do you fit a guy like Minka in that you really want for your culture and going forward? And how do you do that? And you got to sign 30 players to the active roster, not just fill in a roster, but like we have to fit in 30. We got 30 missing pieces. So that's tough.
Yeah. So I'll give my personal opinion actually on that, about the whole, not necessarily just Minka situation, but being an older veteran guy, right? I look at it to where it's like, I've been in the league, not just Minka, but this is for, across the board in the NFL and just for the Dolphins. If I'm an older guy, right, I've been in the league for a long time. I'm a veteran. I'm tired of moving around a little bit, right? I'm okay with taking that signing bonus to, get all that money right now so I can just focus on playing ball and working with the guys around me. If I'm a younger guy, I might have a little bit more of a different mindset. Like I want a contract. I want it over years so I can establish myself and build something here, right? So I think there's two different ways you can go about it. So I think definitely, I don't know how they're thinking upstairs, but I would say, if you could have the opportunity to give some of these older guys upfront money so that you can focus and allocate, everything that you have on these younger guys and make these contracts long lasting for them, I think that's definitely the way to go to it. It's the same thing in the NIL space. I actually built one of my own just to understand GMs and college football, about understanding the cap and how to spread things out. And that's exactly how you do it. You can pay some money up front, and then you can spread it out and just cut it up into little pieces for certain people. And that's where you got to go down the roster and say, okay, what personality? Because the personality is a big part of it. Or is it going to be a guy that's going to be greedy and be like, I want my paycheck now, like, or is it a guy that's really a team guy that's going to be like, hey, I understand I'm going to take, let's say, $5 million this year, but I'm going to get 15 next year. I'm willing to do that in order for that, extra $5 million to be allocated elsewhere to someone else that I can play next to. Those are the type of guys you want in the building. So hopefully they're able to figure that out and get something done along those lines.
What's cool about Minka and like the kind of like full circle moment, because like you really get us hyped about Minka and like his vision and like he would love to be that vet now and be in Miami and be that guy. Because as we all know, the first time around, he had no patience. He was like, and I don't know if there was other things like certain coaches or whatever outliers that also matter, but like to know that Minka, like it's been the ultimate like comeback story because, a lot of people thought he quit and he gave up on the organization quick. Like he played 1 year here, he was out. And then for him to come back and us honestly be headed right for the same situation, new regime, going in to rebuild a team. And for him this time to be like, you know what? I'm willing to work with y'all. I want to be that vet. I want to be home. I want to be that leader. So that's been cool for me to see the evolution of him as a man and kind of see how he's changed over the years.
I guess with that being said and having to bring guys in, we got to is it too early to talk about Malik Willis? I didn't want to bring it up, but I feel like people want to know like where our mind is when it comes to Malik Willis, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, so we know that there he is. We know that it's a 90% chance at this point that it's going to be a bridge year, right? I don't foresee us going to the playoffs, so winning season would be unbelievable. With that being said, you bring a guy like Malik Willis, and we start building around him.
But how far are we really off from a winning season? Right, we've always been
right. That's what I'm saying, bro.
So it's like I feel like it's not something that you're shooting for out of the stars here, right? You bring in, let's say bring in a Malik Willis, right? You draft Caleb from Ohio State. You bring in another O lineman and you add another receiver. Those are little pieces that can change those 1 or 2 games. And now the culture change, the culture change itself with the team we had last year, I think, could have been a 10, 11 win.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not expecting something crazy, but I definitely think that, a winning season isn't something that's out of reach.
I mean, we're realistically like 3 to 4 plays away with this roster of being like a 10-win team. Legitimately, you could point out 4 plays. You could literally call it 4 plays and say, if these went our way, we have at least 10 wins, maybe 11 wins.
My counter argument for that would be, oh, sorry, Ghost.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. My counter argument with that would be you're going to have a lot of pieces going, though, that we're not considering. Yes, we were close to that, but like Rasul Douglas, Jack Jones, maybe Minka, your whole safety room is basically going if Minka doesn't come back. The entire safety room except Trader. All your corners, we do get Cater back. That's huge. Storm Duck will be back. Cater is a UFA. I think he's a UFA because he was an RFA last year. I believe that's how that works.
But the Ethan Bonner disrespect is crazy from Bobby tonight.
Not disrespect, but you think that stops you from drafting a corner in round 1?
That's Ethan hole-in-one Bonner right there, dude.
That's true. That's true. I'm just saying there are some holes. Now, I do agree. Like, now that's where it comes down to, and I think we'll know the vision pretty quick. What does Sullivan and Hafley have in mind? Oh, wow. Just got a text. Hey, I'm not – Wingo, don't text me during the show, okay? Don't do that to me. I'm trying to be professional here. I already suck at that. I got ADHD bad. What the hell? Oh, Sullivan and Hafley have to have their vision, right? If they think we don't want to sit here and spin in the mud for 2 years, let's go get Malik. We know what he can do. We've been in that building with him. We have faith in Malik. Let's patch this up real quick. We think we can get back to competitive football overnight. Then that's what, hey, I'm all for that. I think if you're going to do the bridge route, Malik is like best case scenario. That's exciting. It's been incredible to see what he could do in Green Bay. They let him slow cook there. Clearly had him in a good system. Malik was awesome in Green Bay. He banged up a little bit, but he went from like the biggest bust to like maybe the most upside quarterback available right now you can get your hands on. So I'm all for the Malik route, but that will come down to Hafley and Sullivan. If they truly think they're just going to do like a mini rebuild real fast, let Ewers run it for 17 games. Why not? Ewers can run that ship. Get you 3 wins. Sorry, Jonathan. Get you 3 wins.
And listen, but Bob, this isn't disrespect towards Ewers. Ewers is already on the team, right? We're bringing 2 guys from Green Bay, and there's a quarterback that's going to be on the market that people are talking about. We're literally just having a conversation about this. I don't care either way, to be honest. But I think I would be behind it. I would be excited about it. That's for sure. Also, something to be excited about if you're Minka is Hafley cooks with the DBs, bro. His scheme really does open up for them to go ahead and ball hawk. So I think that's something that people need to really consider as well. He's going to bring that exciting defense, and if he does keep Weaver with him, that's two great minds in that room that can run that defense and do some special things with some young guys in there.
That's another thing I was going to say. Sorry, once again, guys.
That's all good.
Just because I thought about this. The good thing about we need a whole new secondary this offseason is you got the best guy for that job. If you're trying to rebuild it, sorry, I see the disgust on Ghost's face. I feel like I Joe Robbie right now, and I don't want to be that. I'm sorry. I really am sorry because I do understand how I feel when Joe does that. So I am sorry. I want you to understand. I'm sorry.
I didn't do anything. I just sat here.
I know. I can feel it though. I seen the I see your shoulders went.
For this shit.
Your shoulders went you know what I mean. But no, I think if you need to rebuild a secondary, Hafley is the best case scenario there. Dude, if you're trying to rebuild a secondary, find some gems, get that unit back up to speed quickly. I think keeping a guy like Minka, but also having a guy like Hafley who has mastered the secondary, is considered a DB whisperer, if you will. That I do love about where we're headed and what we need to fill. Go ahead, Ghost.
Yeah, just touching on kind of line.
Anyways,
see what I mean? That shit sucks.
No, I was saying, with expectations, I think Wingo does have a good point. It's, I think if you take, I'll take another team that's in the head coaching hiring process is the Titans. I think the Titans are closer to 3 wins than the Miami Dolphins are next year. You know what I mean? I think the expectation is year one, you come in and you set that identity, whether that means you go out and try to win 9 games or 10 games, or you win 4 games, but you're competitive and make everybody kind of work for it. Kind of like the Robert Saleh Jets defense did. You know what I mean? Where, when you were playing the Jets, you're still respecting their defense. They lost games because they couldn't score any points on offense. So, I mean, you could look at that kind of year, or you could legitimately say, we do have enough core pieces. We got Aaron Brewer. We got Paul. We got Waddle coming back. That defensive line is coming back. Every single draft pick from last year played this year. So you have that entire draft class coming back. So, you're already 8 wins, 7 wins in. So
I also think one of the things I wanted to throw in there, I don't know how much value you guys think this is, but for so many guys playing this year and some of the younger guys, it does also give Miami a little bit of leverage and value, in my opinion, because now if I'm another team in the league, right, what you can expect from some of these other guys, right? They played, they took the snaps, they were around, they were doing certain these things. So it also gives you a little bit of a negotiation room when you have guys that have been around. If you're getting to, let's be realistic here. I mean, I don't know anything about it, but when I look at a DB room and I have 15 DBs because so many guys have been getting hurt, when I'm looking at this roster, right, I got to look at, hey, I can't hold 6 DBs that are hurt. I just can't do it. It's killing us, right? Do I love this guy when he's healthy and wants to play? But the best availability, what's it saying? The best availability is
best ability is availability.
Best ability is availability.
Yeah.
You had that bitch ready to go, but it just wasn't coming.
But exactly, it's you have a roster, you can't hold 15 DBs. So it's you got to look at, you had guys that played all over the field this year. Now you got a little bit of leverage. So it's hey, I can maybe get rid of 2 or 3 of these guys and get a top guy with a pick, or get a top guy with, someone else. So I think that's something definitely to take into account.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there. The draft is going to be interesting, right?
They're saying I was sleeping. I was actually talking.
Yeah, no, they were finding you. He was trying to get Minka on the pod, guys. Relax. Jeez Louise, man.
Yeah, Minka left him on red.
No, I kind of wanted to dive into the draft a little bit, because if you look back into the Green Bay's past in their drafting, it's they're predictable, but they always got it right. And I want to be predictable. I always want to get it right. And one of the things Sullivan said was he's going to go and get the best player available. And Ghost, you've harped on that so much, dude. You're the number 1 recruiter for best player available right now. So I just wanted to know how you feel about him saying that out loud. Does that make you feel good at least?
Of course. I mean, and he's got 5 picks in the first. We have 5 shots at the top 100 players in college football right now. If you think about it that way, you have 1 first rounder, 1 second rounder, and 3 third rounders this year. Let's see what you can do. He's saying all the right things, and we've heard that before. We've been wooed by McDaniel before, especially the manufactured video of him flying in, all that stuff. Dude, he's got 5 picks, and he has 5 shots at 100 of the best players in college football right now. And let's see how
John
does.
Sharfman says top 90, just in case you were wondering.
Top 90 even.
Let's go. Hey, no excuses.
No
hey,
excuses.
The cool thing about Eli Stowers, I'll say real quick, dude, that reminds me of Waller. Like, that's a Waller clone coming out of college. I think if you're trying to replace Waller, if he doesn't want to play again, or if he does, but he doesn't come back, Eli Stowers is a great way to start.
Yeah.
I'll say this too. I did a little research actually. So, and it doesn't mean that, Sullivan's going to be exactly like Green Bay is, but if you're looking at what Green Bay has done statistically in the past, first round, Green Bay prioritizes premium positions early: pass rush, cover corners, blindside protection, and a quarterback when they believe in the guy. Very rarely luxury picks. Second round, round 2 is where they load up on skill talent or secondary help, especially receivers they can develop rather than pay in free agency. And then round 3, this is a developmental sweet spot for Green Bay. Big bodies, athletic upside, bet on trait guys. So they don't really that sounds just like Green Bay. They really don't gamble much. They go for the quality premium positions, and then they never really draft in the first round receivers. So for the Carnell Tate people, all of us, it doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
And anyways, he's going to be gone before we get him. Right, Derek?
Yep. I hope so.
Oh, dude. So we do have some exciting games this weekend. One more than the other now, unfortunately. Just kind of wanted to get you guys' thoughts on those games. Are you going to be watching them? I'm kind of falling in the trap of not really loving football right now. Could have been because the Hurricanes lost. I don't know.
At least they gave a good game, though. You got to admit.
I know, bro, but it was good. That was a gut.
You were going to be really upset, but now you're looking back like they really did play their ass off.
Yeah, but that pick is just haunting me, dude.
Yeah, that was really bad.
That was really egregious. That was really bad. What do you guys got going to the Super Bowl, man?
Patriots.
Seahawks. I mean, that's it, right? The consensus is super easy at this point.
Right back where we were 5 years ago. Love it. 10 years ago.
The Seahawks are too dominant. The Rams looked all right? Matthew Stafford, obviously, he's got the experience. He's been there, but I still will say, what I've been saying over. I just don't think the Rams can put it fully together. It's just the Seahawks are firing on all cylinders right now. Offense, defense, special teams. It's just so I don't think the Rams are going to just be able to physically hold up all game long. And then obviously the Broncos, right? Not having their guy, their quarterback hurts, and the Patriots have been dominant. So it's just
I don't see the Rams losing. I have to disagree with you, dude. I just feel like you give me Stafford versus Darnold, then you just close your eyes. You're saying Stafford 10 times out of 10 when it really matters. You're talking the NFC Championship game, and we're talking a defense in the Rams that is very, very unpredictable, right, from week to week. But it seems like in the biggest moments, that defensive line really steps up, man. And that kid Curl is a problem. Oh, man, he's a problem. And I just feel like the Seahawks haven't been tested enough in the playoffs to where the Rams have been. And if it is a close game, I do feel like the Rams are going to win.
Yeah, the one thing, me and on the Guys Being Dude show Friday, me and Wingo agreed on everything except for the Bears-Rams game. And that's why.
Jesus Christ.
I thought they almost had it.
And they did. Dude, that play by Caleb Williams, we were just talking about
that's just nuts. That's just
can we touch on that real quick?
Dude, Caleb Williams is a problem. That's just what it is.
Dude,
that
he
dude is
put
incredible.
That ball 50 yards in the air. I was like, this ball, as soon as it left his hand, I said out loud, I'm like, that ball's going to land at the 10-yard line.
I thought it was just like a jump ball. It's going to be short.
It just kept going, and then reaches the back of the end zone. I'm like, yeah, I haven't seen a play like that from a Dolphins quarterback in ever.
Dude, I'm so
Ever.
sorry. I had to ask. How far does Tua throw that ball?
Tua gets sacked or he
Dude, you
trips
saw-
over his feet.
What I kept replaying in my, and this isn't even banging on to it, but like as a fan, like we get battered and it's like shit. Like we see guys that are drafted after Tua. 9 quarterbacks have won playoff games already that were drafted after him, and you see a throw like that from Caleb Williams, and my mind goes back to that Buffalo Bills game in 2024 when he tried just throwing the ball out of bounds and he couldn't
my
make
God.
it out of bounds because he was falling away.
Oh my
And I'm
God.
like, dude, that ball lands at the maybe 30. Maybe he gets it to the 30.
But let's be fair here. Like, there's like 2-3 people that make that. Like,
Correct.
That's just not happening.
It
Like,
was unbelievable. Yeah.
while it's funny and all that, like that was a rare play. Like,
Him,
silly
Josh
play.
Allen, and Mahomes, maybe?
I might want to throw Cam Ward in there.
Cam Ward,
Cam
yeah, that was a
Ward.
good one. Yeah, maybe.
yeah, but
that's-
the guy drops it for Cam Ward.
Yeah, right. He right in the basket.
Yeah.
If you really think about who Cam Ward threw the ball to this year, it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Some of those guys came on though. I don't even remember how to say his name, but that one receiver really came on, or was it tight end?
Chamari Dyke or DK.
Yeah, that sounds right. That
Yeah.
actually, I know I can't. I don't know how to say it, so that's probably it.
And the other one is Eric Ayumar or something like that. Again, guys I've never heard of.
Right.
But he had them hooping, bro.
Yeah,
And Gunnar Helm's the rookie, by the way. Gunnar Helm
Yep.
looks good.
there you go.
He's gonna be a good player, that kid. Especially once McDaniel gets a hold of him.
He does. Hey, he does get the tight ends going.
Boy,
that's
he
for
cooks
sure.
them tight ends, boy. I'll
Hey,
tell you
well, how
what.
crazy is it that the year Jonnu had here, and then the Steeler fans were like, "This might."
Cameron DK. I was so close. Chamari, what the fuck?
There you go.
Oh, here we go.
Who was that? Hopefully working it. Yeah, it was just crazy that Steeler fans were like, this is the worst tight end ever. And it was like, if you don't know how to use certain people, like they are worthless if you don't use them right. But like, I won't name drop, but I was talking to somebody close to Johnny. He's like, yeah, it's just a bad situation, honestly. Like when he got traded there, honestly, they should have traded us like Darnell Washington or something in that deal because he came there and they just had too much.
I was right. I knew I was right.
Okonkwo.
It's
Okonkwo,
Chamari. It's Chamari. I tried to say it. I did good.
I didn't know what the
Pig
hell was
does
going
not
on.
suck.
there.
Chig is a dog. That tight end's a monster.
Yeah, I will say. Go
It
ahead.
reminds me of David Njoku.
I will say this: Aaron Rodgers Jonnu didn't seem to understand the concepts and plays that well. Because I remember Aaron Rodgers was getting on Jonnu's ass a lot, but still, once again, he had 1 year in Miami, and hell, our system's been known to be the most confusing. Our freaking receivers been there 4 years, don't know the plays. So, Jonnu did just fine. Jonnu, it's simple. Don't make it complicated. Get the damn ball in his hands and get the rewards. You go, Wingo?
Sorry, I was the boss.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
Got to make sure my guys are taken care of.
yeah.
This just in. We're plugging Drew in right now. Breaking
Yeah.
news.
Yeah, send him the link.
Drew's coming on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. So we oh yeah, Hayden Rucci. That was pretty cool that he got to pretend he was on a playoff team for a second.
Yeah, I'm not devastated because I kind of felt like it was like sending him off to summer camp. He'll be back.
Yeah.
Like he had his suitcase and his teddy, and he like fucking a 6-pack of Gatorade Blues, and he's like, "I'll be right back." So
Good bonus check too. I'll give you that.
Oh, hell
Really?
yeah.
Yeah. So, do you guys know actually how that all works?
No,
No.
let us in.
All right, so I'll give you a little insight just because I was talking about it with somebody the other day and they were amazed when hearing the breakdown. So, yeah. So I'll look at it this way. So if you look at it like a practice squad guy, right? Your average salary is about, $260,000. Let's just go with that in that range. It's different for vets that are in the league for a little bit of time. Their contract might be a little bit higher, but for practice squad guys, let's say it's 260, right? It used to be paid out in 18 weeks. Now I think it's spread out to about 36, which is good because you have these athletes that get paid in 18 weeks and blow their money and don't want to do the rest of the year. So it's good that they spread that out for the guys now. And obviously, there's 53 on an active roster, but you can only dress 48. So there's actually 5 guys that are on the active roster that'll be on the sidelines for that game that are
inactive.
getting game checks for that game because they're
What a
on the
life.
roster and they're not even dressed out in uniform.
Huh.
So let's take one of my buddies is actually on a practice squad somewhere. And we were talking about it, and he was like, yeah, like you can only get activated, I think it's 3 or 4 times before they actually have to like claim you or whatever. So that's what they do is they'll activate certain guys at certain times and then, trade for guys during the season or pick up guys so that they can activate someone to save it for later in the season. So what that looks like is, let's say your base salary on practice squad is $260,000 and you get activated just for that one game, you're getting a $60,000 check, which is
that's sick.
Which is, because you're getting a game check based off of the base salary, the minimum salary in the NFL, which is about $980 or $999 or something like that.
Mhm.
So you're getting a game check based off of that rather than the $260 of what it was on practice squad.
Dude, you're getting 25% of your earnings in one game. That's amazing.
Exactly. So now imagine if you're a practice squad guy, right? You get activated for those 3 of those games, and you're not even actually on the 48 roster. You're on the 53. So you're chilling on the sidelines, hyping up your boys in shorts and a T-shirt, and you're getting the same check as one of the other practice squad guys that's running down on kickoff.
That's amazing.
So it is crazy to hear it with some of it. Obviously, there's fines, taxes, where you play at is getting taxed at. So it's a crazy deal. But yeah, some of these guys, because obviously it's 48. And no, so now let's break it down this way. So I don't think people realize how hard it is to be in the NFL. So 53-man roster, right? 48 actually only dress, right? So let's look at 22 and 22. That's 11 starters on both sides. You got to have 2 deep, right? That's 44. You need a kicker. You need a long snapper. You need a backup quarterback, and you got to bring right an extra offensive lineman. That's why you have these offensive linemen that can rotate from right tackle to left tackle. You got to have versatility. That's why you can provide value. Now you got to play special teams. So that's why these special teams, you'll see it's normally around 9 guys that'll be your special teams player, and they're playing all 4 phases.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think how small NFL rosters really, really are.
Yeah, it's kind of a conundrum because you look at the sideline, you think there's a bunch of guys on there. It's really not. One guy, a couple guys go down. You're like, oh shit! All right, where are we going? Where are we going with it? Who's up? Rucci, go get your pads on.
Let us in.
I gotta tell you another funny one. It was so obviously I'm at all the Dolphins games, right? So I'm sitting there pregame, whatever. I see some of the defensive coaches. I'm like, oh, what's up, coach? Oh, Wingo, how you doing? And this happened like multiple weeks. Oh, I'm good, man. He's like, oh, you look in great shape. You look like you've still been working. I said, yeah, like life is good. He said, everything good. I said, yeah, just not playing football. He's you're funny. I'm sitting outside after the game. They roll their window down. The defense coach, all right, Wingo. I said, you got my phone number.
Come on.
Looking for a couple tackle dummies out there.
Yeah. So you need some fresh bodies out there. Guys getting worn out. Give me a call.
Hell yeah. I want to bring this up. Somebody wanted to talk about this. And I'm glad this happened. I missed this, so I'm happy to hear this. Mike McDaniel withdrew his name from the Browns head coaching search, which I'm happy because, like, 1, don't go back to where you were. And also 2, it's like, I want Mike to get a head coaching job. I feel for him. I hope he proves everyone wrong and has success down the road. But, like, I felt bad. I thought he was going to end up just having to take the Browns job. And I was kind of feeling bad for my boy.
Yeah. What do they say? Never accept another job if it's not 20% more of the salary that you're already making. That's like 20% on your mental aspect. That would just be more than 20%, just ruined.
Yeah. Like, I know a lot of people made the drinking jokes, but like Cleveland might break him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like, Cleveland's that kind of city, bro. Sorry, I had to go there because that's the kind of person I am.
I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody. Definitely no one on this panel that would make those jokes.
I just can't imagine Mike McDaniel in Cleveland. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Just watching him run out on like a January. He got like 3 feet of
His Air Force Ones.
He's got his off whites on. Like, I don't know. I just can't see it. It's like I saw him in Miami, and I just can't see him any other way. I can see him in Nashville.
He fit the look in Miami. He looked the part, bro. I was excited for him.
I can see him in Nashville though.
I think he fits the part in Nashville as well.
Yeah.
Put a cowboy hat on him. Let's ride.
Yeah. He's definitely wearing a cowboy hat.
100%. My boy's going belt buckle crazy like McAfee. 100%.
Belt buckle crazy. Yeah, I just didn't want to see him in Cleveland. Kind of what Go said too. It's like he built up this persona and he's living that Miami life, and that's just who he is. Like it fit perfect. Mm-hmm. And to see him have to go, and let's be honest here, clearly he agrees, settle for Cleveland just to get a job, which he obviously agreed. He withdrew. I just didn't like that. Well, say what you will about him, it didn't work here, but I didn't want to see my boy go down like that.
Do you guys think he withdrew because he has a firm offer? What would that be the case, Derek?
I don't see that necessarily. I mean, maybe if you're super comfortable and you know where you're going to do, but one, I wouldn't do that too, because it's a tell right away. It's a tell. Oh, he's going somewhere. Two, it gives away the negotiation, anything, right? You could at least somewhat use another, even though obviously Cleveland's not the best place to negotiate with. It's still an option that's on the table, and you could somewhat say, hey, well, I'm looking at going to Cleveland for this such and such and this such and such. So I'm going to be the coach to bring it back. So I don't know. I think maybe he withdrew for personal reasons. I mean, honestly, I have no idea. So personal reasons, maybe just knew he wouldn't be the right fit. Somewhere he just didn't really want to be. But, I'm really happy that he did at the end of the day.
Mike needs to stay warm too.
And people are saying it in the chat. We think that we talked about it earlier. He would be a good fit with Saleh in Tennessee. Obviously, to have an offensive and defensive guy together. Also, would love to see him and Cam Ward just to see what that looks like. To see what Mike with a real quarterback would look like and see if we missed that or what. I would be intrigued to see that.
Another thing I'll throw in there too is, so this is my personal opinion, so feel free to jump on it whenever. If I'm a head coach, right, and I haven't had the success that I've always wanted, sometimes if everyone's saying, and obviously you're a great OC, and you get to a team that has already a head coach, good head coach is a winning team, and you're calling the plays and it's very successful, you're building yourself back up. Now I'm looking at this long-term, right? Mike McDaniel's been at the Dolphins for some time, didn't end up being successful, didn't work out. Let's say he goes to the Browns and it's just back in the shitter, right? What does his coaching career look like after that? Right? You were at Miami, it didn't work out. You were at the Browns, it didn't work out. Now your options are very limited because everyone's looking at you like, I don't know. He hasn't had much success. There's younger guys in college coming up. There's other OCs and DCs out there. So now, in Mike's standpoint, I've been looking at, hey, I can go somewhere, be an OC, be successful, build myself up where I have credibility. People trust me. People see that I have the ability to win games. Now that head coaching job to coming back to is looking a lot more appealing, that people are confident in me.
Not only that, you get to choose where to go instead of just taking what's available, which is huge. Exactly. I like that idea. That'd be nice.
You made a good point too.
I'm rooting for Mike. I just want everybody to know that. I think we all are. I think there's anybody who's not rooting for Mike to go do well is crazy. He's genuinely a good dude, and he's easy to root for, which is why we're all so sad that it didn't work out. Yeah. And you know what, man? Best of luck. There's a lot of coaches on the carousel this year. It's crazy, man. There's where does McDermott go? Does he go to the Browns?
I don't know. What's left out there? Pittsburgh, Tennessee. What Buffalo? He's not going back home, but I'm just trying to figure out everything that's available. Oakland.
Falcons job got locked up, right?
Or Las Vegas.
There's a lot of openings. I think it's like
honestly, I'm a little
Baltimore's open, yeah.
Baltimore. Arizona. I'm a little surprised that Las Vegas isn't more, a desirable place. You got Tom's over there. You got Mendoza lined up. You got Genty in the building. I mean, you got freaking the best tight end in football, and even a good backup tight end. I think they got some O-line pieces. Obviously, need more. You may or may not have Max Crosby. I mean, I don't know. I feel like
the right coach. I think the right coach keeps Crosby, though.
You know what? Actually, Mike is low key in the running for Las Vegas.
Yeah, I could see that fit,
and he would transition well there.
Yeah,
but
he'd be good there.
He would fit in Vegas, 100%. Cleveland, 0% chance.
What's that, Wingo?
I almost just made a worse joke. I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Wingo made a good point though, as far as your career timeline changes. Like if you just rush to take a job because you want to say, I showed them I got another head coaching job, and this shit just goes right into the dump again, you may never shake back from that ever. But you control kind of your timeline and narrative. And I think I said this last week. You go to a Detroit, you go to a Philadelphia, you see the blueprint and how things are supposed to work. You learn under somebody, you take your time. And then, when you're ready to jump out there and that job opens for you, the right situation, you still have control over that. I feel like there is some truth to that. If you double down immediately, you don't always bounce back. Saleh did it right too. Saleh went back to where he made his name, did it again. And I think even with all the jobs available, I've said I think Mike might be best off doing the OC route at least for a year, regardless of what job is available.
And honestly, screw Cam Ward and McDaniel. I want to see Tony Pollard and McDaniel. We almost had him. Remember that? We all thought we were going to have Tony Pollard here.
Yeah.
I think that was around the same time as like the Dalvin Cook era.
How does that work? If he takes an offensive coordinator position, does he forfeit his salary from Miami, or is it just a head coach position?
Isn't it the difference that Miami's got to pay the difference, right?
They cover the difference. I don't know. I don't know the rules. I just know if you take like a head coach position, you don't get paid.
Oh boy, we got locked in over there.
I know. You were asking about the
like coach's salary. Like if McDaniel takes an offensive coordinator position, does he forfeit Ross's payments to him, or do they make up the difference?
I'm actually not 100% positive on that. Each contract could be a little bit different. Sometimes it's like you got to when you pick up a job, you have to be making, you know how it is in college too. When you pick up a job, you have to be making a certain amount of money, and they pay the difference. So I'm not actually really sure on that. I would say the other thing I wanted to bring up too is I would be very, very dipping into some of these college coaches now, just with some buzz and stuff that I've heard. All these coaches, jobs in the NFL coming available. These successful coaches in college football might get fed up with some of this stuff, dealing with NIL and rev share and dealing with these type of athletes nowadays. I can see a lot of college coaches in these next few years definitely moving up to the NFL or taking other jobs.
Jeff Hafley had a head coaching position, took a demotion to be a DC, to regroup, and now look, he's a head coach again. So,
and if I'm not mistaken, Hafley left because he was fed up with the NIL stuff, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
The only person that Wingo, the only person that stuck with him was Zay Flowers.
South Florida guy right there.
He's a real one. I guess this is the portion of the night where we do the fun shit. So tonight, for our lifestyle segment, we're going to build so instead of the snake draft, it just took too long, right? Like, you do a snake draft, it could take 30, 45 minutes.
Those are for special occasions. That's holidays.
Yeah, special occasions only.
That's full episode shit.
Yeah, 100%. So we're going to build a dive bar Mount Rushmore. The four of us are going to each have a say in each head of the Mount Rushmore. And tonight we are going to be talking cereals, boys. Yeah, I'm talking OG, slurping the milk out the bowl. I know I don't know if I was the only one, but I had the bowl with the little straw in it. Yeah,
I only seen those at my friend's
Yeah, I know. It had the built-in straw.
The built-in straw, bro. The carburetor, boom, right there, ready to ride.
Carburetor.
Yeah, dude, they're awesome.
Full injection, son.
Yeah, bro. It was some special stuff. So it's funny story. So I think everybody gets to know Wingo now and kind of knows his diet and how he doesn't really rock with a lot of different foods. So as I was building this segment with Bobby, I had to text Wingo. I said, "Hey, Wingo, bro, you eat cereal, right, bro?" Wingo hits me. He's like, "Bro, are you kidding me? Fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Well, what was it? Whole milk?
Yeah, whole milk.
Hell yeah.
With whole milk." I'm like, bet this guy's perfect. And I should also note that that's the only cereal I've ever eaten.
Yeah, that is true.
So Wingo's going to start off the draft because he's got one option. to be fair, though, I believe that Cinnamon Toast Crunch does belong in number one. So I am fine with that.
Unanimous number one.
Unanimous number one.
Yeah.
There's never a bad time of the day to eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Wow,
I actually
good.
prefer it at night. It's a weird thing. It's the best after milk. Yeah, it's unbelievable. You know what? once you get it right the first time, sometimes you don't have to try anything else. And
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm not a picky eater. It's just if I try something I like it, why am I switching up?
Yeah, I respect.
But you never tried any condiment ever, so that doesn't really check out.
Bobby will never forget that. I already forgot about that.
That's it. I thought about that today. I was
That's
like,
kind of wild.
I was thinking that. I was like, how does a man never have mayonnaise?
If you count yum yum sauce from Hibachi,
Jeez.
I don't know what's in it. I don't know
That shit
what's
is
in it.
I think
ridiculous.
mayonnaise is in
That's
that.
mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise is in there.
I don't know what's in it.
Pretty sure.
Hey, as far as he's concerned, it's only yum yum in there. That's
I think
it.
it's a shit ton of sugar. And
It is. It's so good.
Some
It's
other
the best
items
yum
I
yum.
won't
You talking
list.
about Japan in one?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's the best sauce in the world.
yeah, the yum yum is that's different.
Like,
though.
bro,
That's,
you're
a
basically
dessert.
eating sauce with rice. Like that's the way I do it, at least.
Well, I drink my shit. Let me say this real quick too. I had this when I was like 18, 19, I had this millionaire. You know, you're like, what was your millionaire idea? This was mine. I thought this was like a can't miss idea. And honestly, like it might not work logistically. I don't know how it hasn't been done yet. But I thought if you put like the top 4 juggernauts, let's say the 4 we're about to come up with, and you made just the post milk and sold it by like the half gallon, would you not buy Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk?
Yeah.
Fruity Pebbles milk?
Yeah. And then
Hold
you
on,
can
the top-
actually,
the
then
top
what you
two-
do,
The type
is
A's
you-
are freaking right now.
Dude.
bro, and then what you do is you take the brioche bread and you make a French toast with that milk.
Yeah,
I can see it as a cook. Listen, I can see it as a cooking condiment. That's great. Like you use it to cook with. But when I'm drinking my milk after the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it's for that special occasion when I have the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think I could go to the fridge and just drink like
I was thinking about
just house like cinnamon toast.
cinnamon toast.
It tastes fantastic. But that's
But
like
hold
saying
on, hold on.
that's
hold
like
on.
hold on. That's like saying you go to your cabinet and like the best part of cake is usually the frosting, and that's like I'm gonna crush the frosting. It's like
Yeah,
I've done
we
that.
do.
would have-
I've done that multiple
I wouldn't have
times.
frosting without
What?
the cake.
dude, do not put a buttercream icing in this house. My wife will fuck it up.
No. God, like, listen, God's honest truth. You're gonna tell me right now you've never drank Nestle Quick?
No, I have.
Okay. So have you drank strawberry milk?
Not the same things.
No, just just
I
answer my
have.
fucking
I
question.
have.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you're telling me they made pre-made strawberry milk, you wouldn't drink it?
No, they do. So
Yeah, they do. So you're telling me if they made a Fruity Pebbles flavored fucking milk, you wouldn't slam
Dude,
that?
imagine putting Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk in your Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Now by the end, it's double Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Nah,
think
nah.
you
See,
ruined
it.
that's where
Or-
you're showing your ass
You got
right
the
now.
Fruity Pebbles milk with the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Dog, you go
I think
crazy.
you ruined it. Oh man.
Listen, it hasn't been done, so clearly there is some like, well, you would just make the cereal and drink the milk. Like clearly it didn't work. Like no one's done this, but I just felt like if you put the 4 top cereals in a milk,
Apparently they do sell packets of cinnamon toast crunch.
Thank
powder.
you. Okay, I knew
okay,
there had to
then
be
yeah, somebody's
something.
kind of figured that out.
Bro, we're in 2026, dude. If you've thought about it, somebody's already made it 5 times.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
that
well, that's
crazy.
yeah,
out
that's
here
what I
right
was
now.
thinking. So, all right,
With that
All
being
right,
said,
so we
Bobby,
got
you go
cinnamon
second.
toast crunch.
Bobby, you go second.
damn, second. All right, I'll just go with old reliable for me. Nostalgia as it gets. Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles for me.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
That was my
I
number
mean,
2.
there's no debate there. Derek, you would love Fruity Pebbles.
I think you would. love it.
For the record,
They're
Oh,
like
I got my second one.
second one. How you just creating it? You imagining what it would taste like?
No, I didn't really know. I didn't think that this counted, but
Okay, go ahead.
no, I'm not.
if you say frosted wheats, I'll fucking
No.
okay.
No frosting, just the wheats.
Those are called wheat thins, Derek.
All right, Ghost. Hit us with one, Ghost.
I don't know how you feel about this one, but I'm gonna go with Captain Crunch, but Captain Berry Crunch. Because
Yes,
listen,
that's the best one.
listen,
It's not even
listen,
close.
Listen, high ceiling competitor, Captain Crunch, right? High violence, but if you're gonna put a cereal on Mount Rushmore, you gotta be willing to bleed for it. All right?
That's
Right.
so fair.
You gotta be willing to bleed for Captain Crunch. Can we
That's
go
so
check out Captain
fair.
Crunch?
Do you know what the crazy part is? Is like
Wingo, have you ever had Captain Crunch?
No.
what?
The roof of
All
your
right,
mouth
so
will
the
thank
dive
you.
bar is going to start a
A
series.
death by 1,000 cuts is what that is.
No. What we're
But
gonna
it's
do
the
is we're gonna
best.
start a series, and
Reviews.
every episode that you come on Tuesdays, you're gonna try a new food that you haven't tried before.
Welcome to the dive
live.
bar.
Yeah.
All right, well,
So
we'll
next
do it.
week,
Oh.
you're gonna grab some Captain Crunch, dog, and you're gonna fuck with some Captain Crunch live, and you're gonna be like, damn, dog, yeah. All right, I've been
Yeah.
missing out.
I'm bleeding.
Listen, another thing I thought of we should do is we're gonna get the lineup from the Hot Ones wing sauce.
Sure.
Ooh.
And fucking do a
I'm down for
normal
that.
episode and eat the fucking wings and just fucking be over here crying and dying and throwing up and just talking football.
I'm gonna
That's it.
respectfully decline. I'm gonna
Yeah,
respectfully decline.
that sounds terrible.
I'd
I'll
rather
do it.
jump in the fountain.
I'll do it with you, Bobby.
Boys, there is no limits on content, okay?
I respectfully decline again. I love you guys, all of you guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, but it's never happening.
All right, you ready for my other
I
series?
won't even get medium wings, bro. I'm not, it's not happening.
Oh, I suck at it too. I have acid reflux. I can't do hot at all. Like I'm the same way. Like medium is like I'm dangerous today. But for me, it'd be worth it for the content. But I feel y'all. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So all right, for me, there's a lot of pressure, right? Because those first three were kind of easy. So we got Cinnamon Toast Crunch, we got Fruity Pebbles, we got Captain Crunch Berries. All three my favorites, right? Like there's no denying that. So I'm kind of stuck, right? Maybe we can all kind of talk me through this one. I'm stuck between Lucky Charms. All right, Lucky Charms.
For sure.
Frosted Flakes is a staple.
Yep.
That sugar at the bottom.
Oh man, talk about another just unbelievable milk. Frosted Flake milk would change your life.
Literally, it would give you diabetes. Literally, it would change your life.
No, it'll actually change your life.
And listen, this one's not gonna be on people's radar, but Corn Pops.
I remember Corn Pops.
I like Pops and I like Honey Smacks.
Apple
Get the
Jacks.
fuck out with the Honey Smacks, dude.
Dude,
Apple
Honey
Jacks
Smacks
are
are
better
good.
than Honey Smacks.
Honey
Honey
Smacks
Smacks
are
suck.
good.
You open the bag, it smells like piss. It literally
Yeah,
smells
Honey
like
Smacks
urine.
suck.
It
No,
smells
them
like
things are
urine.
good, son.
No, it smells like urine.
What
I
about
remember-
Cookie Crisps?
I'm like, Mom, this
Cookie
smells like
Crisps.
tea.
Look, people want to see the hot wings, son. So you gotta know your clientele.
All right, you ready? You ready for the one that we missed?
Yeah.
All right, so it's a little bit
Can I
more.
guess it?
Let me get there first. Hold on.
Let him
already-
My boy's
speak.
had 2 cereals in his whole life. You trying to steal a fucking moment from him?
All right,
No,
so
I think I
this
know
isn't
it. Go
like
ahead.
an all-time it is, but it's not like a cereal that you're like you see in the store and you're like, but it's all reliable and it's the one that everybody has.
You talking about Jeff Hafley?
I'm talking about Honey Nut Cheerios.
I knew it.
Dude, all reliable.
So-
It's reliable.
So hold on, Wingo. But the only reason I was cutting you off there, and it's a funny story because Bobby and I are on the phone earlier, and we're talking about these cereals, and we're talking about Ghost, and I'm like, bro, if I know Ghost,
Yeah.
Ghost's number one choice is gonna be Honey Nut Cheerios.
I agree with it completely. That was on my
So
list.
like as soon as you said, I was like, the only other cereal this guy's ever eaten 100% is Honey Nut Cheerios. There's no way.
Hell yeah.
Everybody's had that. You can grab a handful, put them in a bag. Perfect snack.
Versatile.
And Rice Krispies are also a sneaky because like when I was a kid, we didn't just have the Rice Krispies. You poured the sugar on it.
Yeah.
You had the
Sugar.
cut up strawberries, the cut up bananas. Then you had to listen to the milk, and the milk's crackling. Like that's nostalgic shit. You know what I'm saying?
I was concerned someone's gonna try to throw Raisin Bran out there.
Absolutely not.
I'm proud of y'all. But
No,
I
but
will
like-
say this. There's a time and place. It's one of
Yeah.
those things where you just gotta be like, I don't know why, but I want some Raisin Bran. That crunch to the mush ratio just works.
Yeah, when you're low on fiber.
Positive approach.
And then I mean some other sleepers, Special K strawberries, unbelievable.
That was great. I love that one.
Like there's no somebody in the chat was saying the Reese's Pieces puffs.
Reese's Puffs, yeah.
Yeah, Reese's puffs. Those
Cocoa
are-
Pebbles. Cocoa Pebbles are strong.
Cocoa, yeah, but I've always been a Fruity Pebble. I'm not a big chocolate guy, so
Yeah.
I think we
Fruity Pebbles
overlooked
love
this
too.
one a little bit, and you could go either way, but I really think we overlooked Fruit Loops. Also, Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks. People were talking about Apple Jacks in the chat. I think we would have got clowned pretty hard. We put that on our Mount Rushmore though.
Yeah.
What was number 4? We
did
didn't pick.
I don't think we picked one.
You started giving us options. We just started naming everything we've ever had in our life.
Yeah. Shit, man, it's hard. How should we round that out? I'd like the
frosted
consensus.
I would say round out the last two.
Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes and Honey Nut Cheerios, because Honey Nut Cheerios is so versatile. You use it with anything. You use it in trail mix.
You know what? No, Honey Nut Cheerios is a staple in the cereal market.
Yeah.
We got to go Honey Nut Cheerios, 100%.
Yeah.
The guy who doesn't eat cereal has 2 on the Mount Rushmore. How about that?
David Dicker,
Let's go.
saltines and milk.
What?
What?
Saltines and milk.
Oh my god.
I'd probably try that over eating hot wings.
I'll do the hot wing challenge, man.
I would never fucking eat salt. I would never, dude. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, Cheerios is that one that everybody's had. Cheerios. I mean, you're a little kid. You just throw a bunch of Cheerios on the little table they have and just let them go to town.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, honeycombs. That's a sleeper, Bobby.
I remember those.
With the little honeycomb monster commercial.
I'm trying to make sure. Oh, I like Trix as well.
I hated Trix. Ugh.
Trix
I
was
like.
good.
I think Trix makes a good milk too. Also, pretty good. The cookies, the actual little mini cookies.
Cookie Crisps.
Cookie Crisp. Yeah, that's pretty
Yep.
good. That's pretty smart.
All right. Well, I'm glad we got our munchies in for the day.
About to go order
Go.
some.
That was
Count
fun.
Chocula.
Oh, we ran a little late today. That was a good episode, boys. A lot to talk about today. A lot of exciting stuff that's coming our way. Hopefully, we are officially in the wait and see era with the Miami Dolphins. So we'll be here every Tuesday so we can wait and see with you.
Absolutely.
Bob, you got anything to close us out?
Nah, I'm good. Y'all boys good?
I'm good.
Good to go. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hype. Bobby
Yeah.
has to get Mama some new shoes. Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget Friday at noon, son. Guys being dudes. Let's go.
Hell yeah.